Hey there and welcome. Today, let's just take a moment to step away from all the noise and all the rush. We're going to talk about learning, but in a way that's a little more slow, a little more gentle, and a lot more human.
I want you to imagine this with me for a second. You're standing at the beginning of a long, quiet road. The air is still. All you can really see are the first few steps right in front of you. Yeah, that's pretty much what it feels like when you're starting something new and kind of complicated.
You can't see every turn. You don't know every little challenge that's waiting for you down the line. The destination, it feels so far away, almost invisible. And that feeling, right? That uncertainty, it can feel like a lot. But what if I told you that feeling is completely normal? That it's not a sign you're in the wrong place, but a sign that you are right at the beginning of a real journey. And that is absolutely 100% okay. So today, let's explore a different kind of roadmap. Not a shortcut, not some list of magic tricks, but a slow, realistic, and human guide for this journey of learning. One that, respects our own pace. To help us with this, let's follow the story of someone named Aman. And think of Aman as, well, all of us, whenever we're just starting out, standing at the edge of that long, unfamiliar road.
So Aman sits down. He opens up a technical video for the very first time. And right away, all the words on the screen just feel heavy. The concepts seem so abstract, so far away. It's all just so new, so unfamiliar.
And in that moment, this little question pops into his head. A question I'm sure we've all asked ourselves. Where do I even begin with all of this? It's like the path forward is just gone, hidden in this thick fog.
And here's where Aman does something really, really smart. He fights that urge to just rush ahead. He decides he's going to ignore all the complicated stuff for now and focus only on the very, very beginning. He asks 3 simple questions. Okay, what even is this thing? Why do companies actually use it? And where does it fit into real life?
Notice he's not touching any tools. He's not trying to memorize any commands. He's just trying to understand the big picture. This is his foundation. And it's this perfect example of learning to walk, steady and sure, way before you even think about running.
So after a bit, Aman's starting to feel a little more comfortable. But then, he starts hearing more and more new names, new tools, different paths he could take. And boom, that old familiar fog of confusion, it starts to creep back in. He's feeling totally overwhelmed all over again. But faced with all that noise, a man makes this really calm, quiet decision. He just tells himself, I'm going to learn one thing at a time, not everything at once, just one. Single thing. He puts all his energy into understanding one tool really well instead of knowing just a little bit about everything. Now, this part is so important, right? It's a choice. You see, a lot of people, they make the mistake of just rushing. They try to fly through tutorials, copying and pasting without really getting it. But Aman, he chooses a totally different path. He practices slowly. He lets himself make little mistakes. And this is key. He actually takes the time to figure out why things break.
Look, some days are going to feel boring. Others are just plain confusing. But Aman gets it. He knows that every single day of this slow, patient practice is just adding another brick to his foundation. It's not about how fast you go, it's about building something that lasts.
And then, you know it's going to happen. Something breaks. It just doesn't work the way it's supposed to. Now, the old admin, total panic mode. But the new admin, he does something different. He just pauses, he takes a breath, he thinks, and he turns that moment of panic into a moment of learning.
You see, Aman's journey is about more than just, technical skills. It gets to the emotional truth of what it's like to learn. And honestly, this might be the most important lesson of the whole thing.
Okay, let's be real for a second. On this journey, there are going to be days where you feel slow, days you'll feel like you're way behind everybody else, and days where you feel like you're just not good enough. These feelings are so real, and they are a totally universal part of this whole process. But here's the absolute truth, the thing you have to remember. When you feel those things, it does not mean you are failing. It means you are learning. That feeling, that's the friction of growth. It's the feeling of your mind stretching to make room for something new. That's literally the sound of you making progress.
All right, so what do we take away from Aman's whole journey? Let's boil his entire story down into something really simple, something you can remember. Let's call it your human roadmap. Here it is, just 4 simple steps. Number 1, just get the basics, the what and the why. Number 2, learn one thing, one product, and learn it deeply. 3, practice slowly and with intention.
And 4, when things go wrong, and they will, learn to think instead of panic. That's it. That's the path.
And you gotta remember, this isn't a race. There's no finish line that someone else has set for you. There's no outside pressure here, just the gentle rhythm of your own progress. It's your path. You get to walk it at your own speed.
If there is just one thing you take away from this today, please let it be this. Consistency beats talent. Every single time. Just showing up day after day, even if it's just for a little while, that is so much more powerful than any natural gift. That patient effort, that's the real superpower.
So just keep showing up for yourself. Keep learning, slowly. Keep being patient with the process. Because I promise you, one day you're going to look up and you'll realize that this long, unfamiliar road, it feels like home. You'll know the turns, you'll recognize the landmarks, and you'll be walking it with a quiet confidence you earned one step at a time.